We are kind of highlighting a group that you may not naturally think would benefit from this course. Now, I mentioned this in another segment. It seems like it's meant for people who are, have money challenges or money troubles. That's probably the other courses. This is the capstone course that you take after you've been in the workplace for a while. You have your stuff coming into the relationship. And there's one group, and it's not necessarily a group that people naturally think about. It's the households between 100,000 and 300,000. Now, just that statement alone, people are thinking, okay, you're making a value statement. I'm not making a value statement. But I'll give you a statistic. And if you look at the household formations, and I'm going to use Seattle as an example, the average household income in Seattle is 75,000. But if you look at the households without single members, so if there's just one person in the household, in Seattle, that average is closer to 125,000. In fact, if you look at the east side of Bellevue, households with kids, the median, that's not all the numbers divided by two, that's taking all the numbers, lining them up in exactly in the middle. The average household in the east side, Bellevue, is over 200,000. That's a real number. Now, what that means is there's a lot of people in that 100 to 300, 400,000. And they may naturally think, just what I mentioned in the false assumptions is that, hey, we both have good jobs, we're fine. We have stock. We may have family dynamics in where they may receive property or they may receive investments from their family. Now, that makes your situation a little more complex, but it still doesn't take away from, as you enter this partnership with stuff, there needs to be a solid foundation of communication. What do you have? Where do you want to go? And how you're going to get there? And I joke about this conversation that people think they wouldn't have, they would have at a lower income amount, is going to span all the way up to the top 1%. It will happen because it's beyond the numbers. And that's why we incorporated in putting it all together. When people go through this, what I call a lifestyle leap, right? Individual households, and now they're coming together and now they have more stuff. How do you go about that? How does that change the way that you behave? Some people say, hey, we're going to act exactly the same. Well, we know there's a difference between what people say they do and what actually transpires. So I would just caution you, or maybe even encourage you, that you may have an income that is well beyond the average. You may have resources, whether it's investable assets or real estate or a business that is valued, and it puts you in a top percentage. But that's probably even more reason to actually put this in front of you to help you make smarter decisions and better decisions as you start to move forward in your partnership. And I'll even throw this at you. Some of you say, well, I have a financial person. And I would challenge you, say, well, if you have a financial person, are they working within their silo of their field, which is giving you investment advice on their investable assets? But clearly, your financial decisions go beyond investments, and it includes the partnership. Do they address the communication aspect? Do they address the values? Do they help you understand the ramifications of decisions that come along with changing careers, variable income, student loans, both for you as a partnership and maybe for others? Does it go into the longevity aspect? And I would just ask you this, or present this as a base case for retirement, because many people say, we have enough money, we're going to be fine. And that may be true, because again, I am not aware of your specific situation. But just ask yourself, are you able to maintain your lifestyle in retirement? Now, there's two answers. The answer is I feel very confident, right? Which would be, instead of saying I do or I don't know, confident level could be, yes, I do. 95% confident that we have everything mapped out. And then there's the I don't knows. And so if nothing else, this program can help give you the framework with statistical backing of how do you maintain your lifestyle in retirement without getting into any products. That is not in the program, of recommending investments. All we want to do is lay the framework of just in general retirement. What are the 4 challenges? What are some other factors that you want to consider? And to be clear, you may be fine. Or you may realize that as much money you're bringing in, there's another side to the equation, which is the expenses. And how does that affect the short, intermediate, and long term? That's what this program's about. Again, I know there's plenty of couples that are doing very well from an income perspective, but this is beyond income. This is beyond assets. This is about your cash flow. This is about your net worth, and it's about tying to these goals and ultimately decisions you make. So we encourage you to just take a look and decide for yourself if money and marriage can help you have a better partnership.